Tonight on CTV News, end of session. The accomplishments this fall in the Alberta legislature.
A lot of the wins that are being claimed are intended to try to prevent a split from within the party.
It was a very large sense of relief.
Friends of a murdered woman speak about their grief and seeing justice. And Christmas trees for rent.
It's kind of cool, and like a lot of people, they like to have the same tree if they can.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
The provincial government has closed the books on the fall sitting of the legislature. The UCP dealt with strikes and used the notwithstanding clause multiple times. Come the new year, many MLAs will have recall campaigns hovering over them. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
Our entire team of ministers, MLAs, and our Premier fight every single day for Alberta, and I look forward to that momentum continuing on.
Government House Leader Joseph Scow highlighted work he says the province has done over the fall sitting to protect freedom of expression and fight federal overreach. The UCP government used the notwithstanding clause 4 times in the fall session.
I was very proud to stand up and protect women and girls in sport.
Legislating restrictions on transgender Albertans.
I do not have any concerns about Bill 9 and making sure that the legislature and the elected officials here who were duly elected by the people are the ones who have to answer for this, not the courts.
And sending striking teachers back to work.
The things that the government is proud of are things that no Albertan has asked for. They're not things that are top of mind of Albertans.
The opposition NDP say none of the 14 bills before the House this session addressed Alberta's economy or the cost of living. Naheed Nenshi says the province is privatizing healthcare, complicating AISH, and passing legislation for its own political interest.
They're using the institutions of the legislature and the law and their slim parliamentary majority to pass things that benefit them, and they hope will get Albertans angry and riled up.
Scow did not bring up the historic pipeline MOU Danielle Smith signed with Prime Minister Mark Carney.
I'm curious why you didn't mention it more during the speech.
During my opening remarks?
Yeah.
Well, I know the question's coming. I mean, look, this is the Alberta-Ottawa energy deal of the decade.
Political scientist Laurie Williams says the province and Premier downplaying the MOU could be a reaction to the negative reception among some in the UCP's base, who may also have stronger separatist leanings than the rest of Alberta.
A lot of the wins that are being claimed are intended to try to prevent a split from within the party. The question now is whether she can avoid a split at the centre, whether it's another party or people just drifting toward other alternatives.
Scow did not give any clues to what legislation we can look forward to in the new year.
High level, you can expect more of the same, dealing with the issues that people are emailing us about.
Scow says we'll know more about when the legislature will resume in January. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
A new poll suggests most Albertans want public funding for private schools scrapped. The survey by ThinkHQ is based on a proposed referendum question. Should the province end allocating public dollars to private schools? More than 1,100 Albertans answered the survey at the start of November. 59% of respondents said they would vote to end public funding for accredited private schools. Another 26% said no, while 15% were unsure. Among decided voters, support jumps to 69%.
If you actually put this on a ballot and the numbers come in at 70%, are you actually going to withdraw the funding and potentially see a whole host of independent schools across the province close?
The education budget is $9.9 billion this year. About 4.5% of that is allocated to fund private schools. Approximately 48,000 Alberta K-12 students attend independent schools. A group called Alberta Funds Public Schools is trying to turn this funding question into a provincial referendum. They have until February to collect signatures for Elections Alberta and have it put to a vote. As for the poll results, the margin of error is plus or minus 2.9 percentage points, 19 times out of 20. Friends of Medicare is cautiously optimistic about the province's plan to build 1,500 continuing care spaces. The province says it will spend $400 million to build what it calls shovel-ready projects. Friends of Medicare says it is pleased to see money go toward freeing up bed spaces in hospitals. It also says it doesn't want public dollars going to private healthcare systems. The nonprofit says the real issue is the province's lack of planning for staffing.
If we're going to expand the number of continuing care beds we have by thousands, we need a workforce plan to get there. Otherwise, who's working in these facilities? We are short-staffed throughout the system, but that has been a pattern from the government that whenever they announce new capital projects, whether it's a hospital or a continuing care or a surgical center, they never talk about the workforce.
The assisted living minister says Calgary and Edmonton would be prioritized first for new spaces. CTV News has reached out to the province for comment and is waiting to hear back. Friends of a Beaumont mother killed by her common-law husband in 2023 are calling the jury's verdict bittersweet. Kenneth Skelly was found guilty of second-degree murder. Amanda Anderson reports.
It was a very large sense of relief.
It was a verdict friends of 40-year-old Teresa Oberle were hoping for. After about 6 hours of deliberations, a jury of 7 men and 5 women came back with a decision, finding Kenneth Skelly guilty of second-degree murder.
I was relieved to know that the jury made the right decision.
Elated that the prosecution team was able to stick the second-degree murder charge. But then at the same time, I felt kind of awkward because you're celebrating, the death of a woman that didn't deserve to die.
Oberle went missing in July 2023. Her body was found near Whitecourt 10 days later. The jury heard evidence over the course of 4 days, which included a video of Skelly giving RCMP investigators a reenactment of how he killed her. The couple got into a heated argument in the garage of the home they shared, with Skelly ultimately walking behind where she was sitting, grabbing a breaker bar and hitting her once in the back of the head. During closing arguments Wednesday, the defense argued Skelly wasn't guilty of second-degree murder, but rather the lesser charge of manslaughter. He says Skelly acted without thinking, reacting to threats he claimed Oberle made to ruin his life, have his kids taken away, and take settlement money that was coming to him.
I don't think that there's ever an excuse to take someone's life. Ever. I mean, if he was so unhappy and if he was so worried, he could have left. He could have left. He chose not to. He chose to end her life.
Now convicted of second-degree murder, Skelly is facing a life sentence with a minimum of 10 years behind bars before he'll be eligible for parole. It could be even more, depending on a judge's decision. A date for sentencing has yet to be set. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Wetaskiwin.
50 Alberta drivers were hit with impaired driving charges as part of the RCMP's National Impaired Driving Enforcement Day. The single-day blitz included 28 immediate roadside sanction failures for a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or higher, and 13 IRS warrants for a blood alcohol content between 0.05 and 0.079. RCMP also doled out 328 tickets, including 5 for distracted driving and 54 for speeding. RCMP say that same day saw 12 collisions where someone was injured, but no deaths. Both Edmonton Police and the RCMP are warning about counterfeit currency. Edmonton Police say they've heard of at least 9 $100 bills circulating, all with the same serial number. People are using the bills to pay for electronics bought through Facebook Marketplace. Police are encouraging you to use EPS buy and sell exchange zones for sales through Marketplace. RCMP are also warning of counterfeit currency in Lloydminster. If handed a counterfeit bill, police say you should record the description of who gave it to you.
If ever you are handed a counterfeit bill and recognize it right away, it's best to simply refuse the bill, say that you believe it's counterfeit, or while remaining calm, because your safety is obviously the biggest priority.
Businesses affected are being asked to retain surveillance footage of potential suspects. Whenever you come into contact with counterfeit currency, you should always call the police. One history-making hockey goaltender has made her way to Edmonton, playing for MacEwan University. CTV's Evan Kenny has more on her journey and how she's hoping to inspire future players.
As the MacEwan women's hockey team hits the ice for practice, Taya Curry takes to the net. The 21-year-old rookie hails from small-town Ontario, where she made hockey history.
My career's been a little different, unique than many players.
5 years ago, Curry became the first ever female drafted by the Ontario Hockey League.
My family was just at TV watching it, and my name popped up to sign a stick, and that was a pretty exciting moment when so many people reached out to me.
One of those messages came from Curry's favorite player.
I always said Shannon Zabadoff when I was really little.
Three-time Olympic medalist Shannon Zabados, who actually played for the McEwen men's team in 2007, sent this. Congrats, Taya. Watch this live. Can't wait to watch you on the world stage one day.
She was one that really stuck out to me. It's cool because she even played here.
One chance. Save Curry.
But the world stage wasn't to be. Curry never played junior, instead heading to the NCAA, where she was sidelined with a serious knee injury.
Curry is right there with a big save once again to keep this game at 0-0.
After that adversity, Curry's coach says the netminder still brings a winning attitude.
How she takes, everything she does really in a professional manner is really impressive, and has really made a positive impact on our team.
Same as Curry does for the players back in her hometown who she trains in the off-season.
It's definitely a great feeling, like being a role model for so many young girls and even girls in my community, and just seeing them look up to me, especially the little goalies, is so rewarding.
Curry and the Griffins are back in action January 9th. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
All right, it is finally arriving, the cold.
Yeah, as promised, the deep freeze started today. Temperatures have been in the minus 20s all day, and it's been a little breezy as well. Wind chill has been in the minus 30 range pretty much all day. These are your mid-afternoon temperatures from 3 p.m. Minus 21 at Edmonton. Look at these. Minus 26, minus 27 there in through Peace River and High Level. Thankfully, the wind is fairly light in that region. It has been a little stronger, though, in Edmonton. And look at East Central Alberta. Wind up around 30 kilometers per hour. So wind chill already has been in the minus 35 to minus 40 range. Here in Edmonton and Red Deer, you can see wind chill this afternoon has been around minus 30. Here's your cold warning for the areas in pink, East Central Alberta, and then all of northern Alberta, basically almost all areas north of Highway 16. Wind chill in the minus 40s overnight and into early tomorrow morning. You also have a snowfall warning still in effect for areas to the south of Medicine Hat. We had a little bit of snow overnight last night, a couple blasts of a few flurries late this morning, but skies cleared out a little bit through this afternoon. Saw a bit of sunshine as this Arctic high pressure system started to drop through. I think the cloud cover will be increasing through tomorrow morning. You can see by midday or early afternoon, we're on the northern edge of this, but there's a chance we'll see some flurries. Maybe a centimeter or two. Doesn't look like heavy snow. All of the heavier snowfall accumulations will be off to the west and to the south. And by sort of 6 or 7 p.m. from Red Deer south is when you're dealing with, or where you're dealing with the snow. And here in Edmonton, it's just cloudy skies. Now, on Saturday, we'll start to see some milder air get shoved in out ahead of that low pressure system. That'll bring some snow to northwestern Alberta for Saturday afternoon, maybe a couple centimeters worth. The problem with this push of warmer air is that it's going to be a fairly brisk wind, 20 gusting to about 30 kilometers per hour. So that will negate any of the warming. There was today, here's tomorrow, still really cold. You see these blues start to push in for Saturday, but because of the wind chill, it's still going to feel no better than the mid-minus 20s. Sunday gets a little bit better, closer to minus 10, and then Monday, for one day only, we're up around average as we get to the minus 2, minus 3 range for a daytime high. So deep freeze tomorrow, start to pull out of it Saturday, although that only looks good. It will still feel in the mid-minus 20s. There's your peak into Monday, Tuesday, and then another deep freeze settles in to close next week. All right, here's what tomorrow morning looks and feels like. In the minus 30s, in fact, mid-minus 30s in the northwest, and in the pinks there, those are your projected wind chill values. In the minus 40s. In east central and northern Alberta. Daytime highs tomorrow should be in the minus 25 to minus 30 range for most of northern Alberta. The wind won't be as strong as today, but it's going to feel across parts of northern, especially northeastern Alberta, about 10 degrees colder than it reads on thermometers. Minus 19 in Red Deer. At times, you're going to have wind chill in the mid-minus 20s. Here in Edmonton, though, winds should be calm through the overnight tonight and all of tomorrow. Minus 28 tomorrow morning and about minus 23 with those flurries or pockets of light snow tomorrow afternoon. Minus 14 Saturday, but again, with the wind feeling mid-minus 20s. Really noticeably warmer on Saturday, and then Monday's that one day where we get back to around average before the cold dives back in.
Thank you, Josh. Christmas trees are synonymous with the holiday season. For many, a real Christmas tree is a bit of a hassle. As Brendan Purdy shows us, an alternative rental tree option is growing.
From a humble beginning, Mike Farlinger has dragged his passion project into a reality.
How many trees did you guys rent out your first year of renting trees?
I think like 10.
The idea, to give people a sustainable option for a Christmas tree, was simple.
Instead of getting a Christmas tree every year and basically throwing it out or getting a plastic tree, we thought, we could really rent these throughout their life cycle.
What started as a Christmas tree rental service on Facebook Marketplace has now sprouted into a tradition for hundreds of families around Edmonton. A visit to Farlinger Farms to pick out their temporary Christmas tree.
It's like an adventure for them, right? So that's fun to see kids out there having an adventure and not sitting inside playing video games.
Part of the adventure, selecting the same tree year after year, from little more than a sapling to a 7-footer.
It's kind of cool, and a lot of people, they like to have the same tree if they can.
Once they hit about 7 to 9 feet tall, the trees outgrow the rental cycle. That's when some families extend a branch to make their yard the tree's forever home.
They get it for the Christmas season, keep it in their yard, and then they plant it. So, we've got people that are coming back for they get a tree, they plant it, and then they come back for another tree.
Like the trees, the Farlingers rental service has continued to grow year over year, something that could be spurred on with the city recently chopping their curbside tree pickup. For those first-time tree renters, there's no shortage of evergreen options.
There's a lot of them to pick from, about 7,000.
The Farlingers providing a temporary option to help make the holidays a little more festive. Brendan Purdy, CTV News, Edmonton.
A special group of Edmonton seniors took in the glow of Christmas this afternoon.
You just missed Fox and Bunny.
Talking trees and sparkling lights revealed an enchanted forest at the Expo Centre this afternoon for lucky seniors, bussed in from around the city. They were given private access to the Christmas display called Glow Edmonton.
It's not crowded for them, and we don't have any kids running around, so it's a really casual, fun, relaxed atmosphere.
Well, the cold weather did hamper some seniors from coming out to enjoy the event. The 80,000 square foot display will be open until New Year's Eve. Bags stuffed with essentials were delivered to local seniors during the annual Stocking Stuffers for Seniors campaign.
Merry Christmas!
Volunteer elves joined Santa, bringing bag after bag to seniors alongside some Edmonton Elks and Riverhawks. Over the past month, people have been donating items like toiletries and warm clothes for seniors who may be experiencing loneliness or isolation this holiday season.
It's a time of year, and this makes you, any of the ho-hums in your life or the humdrum, this makes you just sort of blank them. No, this is nice, uplifting.
The campaign supports 6,000 seniors in the greater Edmonton area. And that is our show. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca, or the CTV channel on YouTube.
Coming up Friday on CTV Your Morning, AI data centers are a huge resource drain. Estimates say it's at least 2% of global energy use. So why not build them somewhere other than Earth? A moonshot idea tomorrow.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.